I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And joining us from the sidelines is David Aldridge. A contest between conferences. Atlanta, where the Hawks take to their home floor. Young. Got it. Good job in the low post. Young's got the first points up on the board here for the Hawks. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Pass to Johnson. Shoots over Grant. Johnson can't hit. And David Aldridge spoke with Quinn Snyder. David?
Now, he highlighted the problems that come along with facing a center like DeAndre Ayton. Coach said DeAndre impacts the game on both ends of the floor. He can score inside, shoot the mid-range jumper, and defensively, he can protect the rim and switch out on the perimeter. Certainly a talented young center. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Now, here's Simons. After the miss from Trae Young. Inside. Oh, and the jam by Ayton.
And look at Ayton get up there. Have to enjoy watching the big man getting tricky with it.
Loads of expectations come with going #1 overall, Stan. We all know that. Just ask DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, Kevin, I think he's become one of the more underrated players in this league. He was the top pick in 2018. People will always measure him against that standard. But look, he's averaged a double-double every season in the league. It's not easy to be that consistent.
Greg, they're in a rhythm offensively, really cooking.
And the opposition looks helpless to stop them right now.
In his first 3 seasons in the NBA, Stan, Anferne Simons only started 5 games. But now he is out there a lot and getting starts.
Well, look, Kevin, he played under Damian Lillard. Not a bad role model for Anferne Simons. Another 6'3" guard with explosive scoring capability.
Now, here is Young. Shot to stop the run. Williams with the block.
The amazing thing about Williams, yeah, he can block shots inside, but he can also block shots out on the perimeter. His ability to play in space means he's more than just a rim protector. Doesn't care where you're shooting from.
Trailblazers leading by 6. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Pass to Thibault. Back to Simons. And stolen by Okongwu. Here's Rizachet. Finished off the break.
And that's how you do it, guys. Ball pressure and then get some runouts.
And Simons out of the rafters. He punched it in.
Are you kidding me?
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And here's Sharp. Walker in the post. The shot comes out.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Offensive rebound. The kick out to Young. Another 3 for Atlanta.
And that corner 3 isn't a huge part of Young's game, but his accuracy can make it work.
Sharp on the wing. Pass to Young. There's 48 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Shot clock at 6. Back to Daniels. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. The shot by Sharp. Nobody around. And the three ball is good.
And nice work on the perimeter. Defenses must respect Sharp's range.
Young looking around. Misses the three. Trailblazers leading by 3. And it's Thibault in the corner. Pass to Sharp. And now here comes Daniel. Needing the break. 1 second left. And it's Johnson with the jam.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
13.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Portland.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
Here's Atlanta now. They trail by 1. Will stand after 11 seasons with this Blazer organization. Damian Lillard traded away in 2023. What a run he had for Portland.
Incredible, Kevin. Not only in terms of his scoring and his individual honors, but the success he brought to the team. While they didn't get over the top and get to the finals, they were a consistent winner. If you were a fan in Portland, you had a good team to come and watch for all of those years. And that's when he wants back, just wide open, but not able to connect that time.
Here's Simons. And the slam dunk by Simons.
The windmill finish. Oh, that is nasty. How do you do?
Oh, finishes the play with utterly no regard for his own safety. Three-pointer, Daniels gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
Now, here's Simons. 10 points for him. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Now Daniels. Pass to Niang. Here's Krejci. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. Right now, I'll send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, Anferne Simons came into the NBA at age 19. He's paid his dues, working his way up from the end of the bench to a starring role. Coach Chauncey Billups says he just believes he's one of the best players in the NBA. Confidence is a big thing. Well, Kevin, he certainly earned it. Back to you.
I would totally agree with you, D.A. Thank you so much. Portland leading. Here's Simons. Ball stolen. To the middle. Here's Mann. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Well, as a coach, turnovers will drive you nuts, but sometimes that happens when you're aggressive. So there's a balance.
6 to shoot. Pass to Grant. There's the triple. And it's Daniels with the rebound. Fast break, the Hawks. Here's Niang. Here's Krejci. And Daniels up top. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And each season, GA, it seems like Anferne Simons is given more and more responsibility.
And you can understand why. He's proven to be a versatile scorer. And now we are seeing him take the next step with his playmaking.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
The offensive rebound. Back to Johnson. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. And it's Levert missing.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Here's Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
Impressive at using the pick and roll. Ayton slips well to the basket after setting that screen.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Here's Young. 8 points for him. There's 53 seconds left in the second quarter. Pass to Okongwu. The kick out to Young. The Hawks again can't hit.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
The Hawks trail by 4. And the layup falls. That's 10 points for Trae Young.
Right there, you love what Young gives you. A great facilitator in transition, and he's also a terrific finisher.
Here's Sharp, and then Sharp with the dunk.
Oh, Kevin, not a penny, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunny. Back to Johnson. And it's Johnson with the jam.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Trailblazers lead by 2. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And we're seeing some big paydays for NBA head coaches these days, Stan. Do you miss it?
Do I miss the paychecks? Yeah, payday was always really good in the NBA. No question about that.
What about now, though? What about now?
Well, it's gone through the roof. But look, the trade-off is the paydays are big, but there's not a great deal of job security, Kevin.
What a unique resume for Coach Quinn Snyder. Stan, he's coached in college. He's been overseas as a head coach. He's been in the G League, and now he is back in the NBA.
Yeah, and this guy's just a great coach. He's had teams that perform well at both ends of the floor. He's won everywhere he's been, and he's the only NBA coach I know of that's got a law degree on top of it.
So he's smart and he can coach. Oh, and by the way, he had a pretty good mentor in college, didn't he?
He certainly did.
Here's Sharp, and then Sharp with the dunk.
And good quickness there. Sharp, exciting to watch when he's in attack mode.
And here's Young from the arc. Rebound by Williams. Trailblazers leading by 4. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. And Williams slams it in.
You know, something that Williams does so well as soon as he has inside positioning, he just goes for the finish. Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
And you got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind-it-out game.
Takes it inside, and he comes up with the deuce. Young's got 4 this quarter.
When you watch Young, there's that courage to his game.
Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, the Blazers are in the midst of a rebuild. Coach Chauncey Billups said it's been a tough couple of years. I'm just here every day grinding through it, helping my guys the best I can. I'm ready for that challenge and that pressure to go out and compete with these best teams. But in the NBA, Kevin, this sort of thing takes time.
A lot of time, but the West is tough, David. Thank you. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. Young's got 16 points.
And this guy can light up the night with his scoring. Hard for the defense to contain Young.
We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. You love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
Nailed from three-point land. 9 points for Johnson.
And some kind of switch must have been flipped at halftime because both teams are getting after it.
Yeah, and you can feel the pace picking up in the second half. Both teams have dialed up the intensity.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And on the drive, Young can be so sudden, the defense barely gets a chance to react.
Here's Sharp. And it's good off the back rim and in. Sharp's got the lead up to 6 now for the Trailblazers. Young outside. LeVert with a wide open look. Another 3 for Atlanta.
From range, LeVert's one of those guys you have to respect his shot. He makes enough from beyond where you have to honor him.
Pass to Henderson. Teardrop shot. Atlanta with the rebound. 1:05 left to play here in the third. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. 1:03 left in the third. Here is Daniels. Pass to Rizichet. Here's Niang. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Well, he's more than comfortable in the mid-range, but you can't make them all.
Sharp. The layup off target. The Hawks trail by 3. Now, Niang. Here's Rizichet. Back to Niang. Pass to Rizichet. Shot clock at 5. Nice move. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, Rizichet does a nice job of drawing the contact on his way up. Now, a chance at the line. Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Chalk up 2 there.
He's creating good looks and shooting very efficiently.
Daniels with it. Pass to LeVert. Back to Daniels. From outside the arc. Drops in the tray. Daniels has got 6 points. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Portland out in front. They lead by 2. 2K Sports back in a moment here in...
The Trailblazers, 42.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. The Hawks trailing. There's the double team with Grant. Here's LeVert. The Hawks working the ball around. Rizichet wide open. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Here's Kamara. A kick out to Simons. Makes a fantastic move and nails the shot. Simons has got 20 points.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Niang, no good. And Simons has got the ball here for Portland. 4-point game.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Hey, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Trailblazers.
Well, they've been owning the painted area offensively. I love the intensity they're playing with down there.
And no matter what, one of the big positives they can take away from this game is how well they perform at the line.
Pass to Daniels. Johnson with it. Back to Daniels. Young with the ball. And Simons picks him up defensively. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Daniels. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Simons surveying the D. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
On its way from Young for 2. Atlanta again missing. Trailblazers leading by 8. And Simons, here we go. And the slam dunk by Simons.
And don't look now, but they're starting to extend this lead.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the 3 is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Shots good from Young.
And that's just too easy for Young. The D has to guard him a lot better than that beyond the arc.
To the inside. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to go on Onyeka Okongwu.
And you just have to be enticed by the skill set of a 7'1" behemoth who plays with a lot of physicality and skill on both ends.
And here's Young from the arc. Again, Young missing. Trailblazers leading by 9. Pass to Simons. There's 1:54 left in the game. Clock at 6. That one wide left. Young with no one around. Drains the three-pointer. Young's got 17 now, just in the second half.
Yeah, coming down the stretch, they've become reliant upon their...
Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible.
Wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. A nice shot by Young.
And that's just something that Young excels at. Boy, a joy to watch this guy shoot the ball.
Outside, Simons. Knocks it loose. Young for 3. Fires the 3. Avdia with the rebound.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. They've got to have better shot selection.
And an intentional foul right there. .44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Simons. Atlanta with the rebound. No room for them to make a mistake here.
You got to play perfect from here on out.
And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Daniels with it, and Simons picks him up defensively. Puts up a three. Daniels, no good. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Third personal. Team's fourth.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Two shots.
And he hits both free throws.
GG.
So now it's an 8-point game. Now a timeout called by Atlanta. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And I don't think they'll be able to climb out of this hole.
Well, I've been in this spot more times than I'd like to admit. All you can do is tell your guys to hold their heads up and finish strong.
Now here's Simons. And he drives in. Lays it up off the glass. Simons has got the lead up to 10 now for the Trailblazers. And stolen by Okongwu. And so it's Portland winning this one. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point.